So last night I saw the movie Nanny on Amazon Prime Video, and I really liked this. I think it was a really honest and authentic movie when it came to discussing immigration and the ignorance around it. And I really want to break down the message and themes and symbols, like why Aisha is being haunted, which African spirits are haunting her, why Amy and Adam are abusive employers, the symbol of the spider, the symbol of the mermaid, and the ending with the mermaid and the pregnancy. I made sure to do a lot of research on these real West African spirits that we see in the film, so I think it should make for a really interesting video. I hope you enjoy. So to break this movie down, we're going to use two themes. One, privileged ignorance, where we'll discuss the main point of the movie, the purpose of the spirits haunting Aisha, Aisha's financial challenges, and Amy and Adam's abuse. Two, spiritual rebirth, where we'll discuss Malik's character, his grandmother's spiritual knowledge, the two spirits of the spider and the mermaid, Aisha's haunting, Aisha's son's death, and the ending with the mermaid and the new child, and much more. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and a comment. It helps so much. And if you want to see more of these, please make sure to subscribe as well. Let's get started. Theme number one, privileged ignorance. Usually in supernatural horror films, the protagonist is being haunted by some sort of supernatural force, and they're trying to defeat this supernatural force, or at least escape it, or at least overcome it in some way. The supernatural force is the antagonist. But in this film, Nanny, the supernatural force that is haunting our main character is not the antagonist. It is actually trying to help our main character while it is haunting her. So overall, the main point of the film is this, and this is what makes it unique. West African mythological spirits are haunting Aisha to help her in the face of adversity, and to spiritually guide her to a new and better life. These hallucinations and dream sequences are spirits from West African folklore, spiritually warning her and pushing her in the direction of a better life. And we'll certainly go into more depth about these spirits. But first, I want to discuss the real antagonist of the film. The real antagonist of the film is Aisha's oppressive environment and abusive employers. Aisha has moved from Senegal, where there's little to no opportunity, especially for a single mother, and has moved to New York, where she hopes for a better life for her son and herself. As an African immigrant with a son in a different country, she is finding it very hard to get by while taking care of her son financially. The family she ends up working for at first appears to be aware, open-minded, and compassionate. However, soon enough we learn that it's a very empty display of compassion, and they're both actually very ignorant and abusive. Amy pays Aisha the lowest rate she can, and on top of that, constantly misses these payments. Amy and Adam live in a beautiful Upper East Side apartment, but it seems to be something they can just barely afford. Amy doesn't prioritize Aisha's compensation because she knows opportunity is scarce for Aisha, and Aisha can be taken advantage of. Amy even compares her hardships to Aisha's hardships, assuming that Aisha should understand her pain when the struggles they're each going through are dramatically different. Amy and Adam could way more easily downsize their apartment and free up some space financially, while Aisha is desperate to afford the bare minimum in the city, with a son to take care of overseas that she is dying to see again. Adam works for some kind of social cause organization, so at first we expect a strong sense of self-awareness when he returns from his trip. But when you spend more time with him, you realize he's just as ignorant as his wife Amy. He's an unfaithful husband who even tries to start a sexual relationship with Aisha, when all she wants is to be paid properly and on time. Adam and Amy and the financial and social pressure of Aisha's environment are the true antagonists of the film. The spirits haunting Aisha are actually trying to help her overcome these antagonists. And I want to talk all about these spirits in theme number two, spiritual rebirth. Unlike Amy and Adam, Malik is the only American primary character who isn't ignorant or oppressive. Malik is supportive, open-minded, and works hard to genuinely understand what Aisha is going through. They've also gone through a few similar forms of oppression and grief. Malik also has a grandmother named Kathleen who's deeply interested and connected with African folklore. And the folklore that Kathleen talks about are the same symbols and spirits that are haunting and guiding Aisha towards a better future. The two folkloric figures that Kathleen talks about are Nancy the spider and Mami Wata. Kathleen explains that both figures are symbols of challenging the oppressor. Mami Wata is a water spirit of West Africa, known to have the appearance of half human, half fish, like a siren or a mermaid. She's a protector of women and children, and specifically has a soft spot for women who have suffered abuse. This explains why Mami Wata has chosen Aisha, and it explains the many symbolic hallucinations and dream sequences where water is left running throughout the house, and Aisha is literally being suffocated by soaked bed sheets with water pouring from the ceiling. We also have several shots of a mermaid-like figure following and submerging Aisha underwater. Mami Wata's methods are known to be intimidating and dangerous. So these haunting sequences with water and the mermaid seem to be symbolic warnings from Mami Wata to Aisha for Aisha to stand up for herself and challenge her oppressors with conviction and strength. Anansi the spider, as we hear in the children's book in the movie, is known to outsmart and defeat his adversaries using his unique intelligence. Anansi may be small, but his wit makes him formidable. The scenes with the spiders on the wall and crawling into her mouth are symbols of this West African spirit pushing Aisha not to play along when Amy and Adam try to talk their way out of paying her. So once we see these spirits spiritually and literally get a hold of Aisha, she becomes much more courageous and sharp-witted in demanding what she deserves and denying the deceptive proposals from Amy and Adam. We also notice that her distracting hallucinations of seeing her son when he is not there begin to die down. Kathleen also says a line that is pivotal for two of the biggest moments in the film. When she is referring to these African spirits, she says, "Some just want blood, an eye for an eye. Some just want you rebirthed so you can persist." We see a demonstration of being pushed into the eye for an eye method when Aisha is haunted by Anansi and Mami, into hallucinating to the point where she almost kills Rose with a kitchen knife. This, of course, demonstrates an eye for an eye, or better yet, a child for a child, because Lamine does pass away around this time. This moment is an honest one, showing that these spirits do not always have the most righteous and virtuous methods. They are flawed symbols. But of course, the second part of Kathleen's pivotal line is, "Some just want you rebirthed, so you can persist." So when Aisha's son Lamine dies, and it seems that all hope is lost, Aisha is guided into the water, jumping off the dock. She sees the silhouette of Lamine, and when she reaches towards him, she is pulled back up to the surface by Mami Wata. The entire scene was a moment of rebirth for Aisha, guided by Mami Wata. As the lyrics of the soundtrack say in this scene, "Make me born again." Mami Wata is also known to be a giver of fertility to virtuous women. Aisha is able to literally swim out of her depression of grief and regain happiness as we see a new pregnancy. Aisha knows Lamine is with her spiritually, and her new child, blessed by the water spirit, is a symbol of a stronger, wiser, and optimistic new beginning. Alright, that's my analysis. Subscribe for weekly videos, and please send me your recommendations. And please let me know your thoughts and ideas around Nanny. I would love to discuss. I hope to see you again, and thank you so much for watching. See you later.